Well, hello there, Apple Bites. This is your Apple Bite, Written Ralph, talking to you straight from our show here, Apple Bites. I know what you're telling yourself. Wait, what do you mean Apple Bites, Ralph? It's not Monday. Well, it's a very special Apple Bites, just like in the 80s when you had the special shows. And of course, I got the beautiful Leslie Fry next to me, which is, always great to see you, Les, and it feels like old times.
Yeah, it does. Actually, it does. I'm excited about this interview this evening. You have no idea.
Dude, we've been looking forward to this. I've been looking forward to this, and of course, we're coming straight out of Urban Action Showcase, hanging out with all these guys and a bunch of other beautiful people who, that is just an amazing show. Urban Action Showcase. We love doing it every year. Dimitri does a great job at putting that thing together and getting all these beautiful guests that we all remember from our old times and the new times and all the good stuff.
Exactly. I mean, when a shout out to Demetrius, Angelo, because it's only through this that we have this opportunity to actually speak to our guest this evening, which, we can't wait to get into all the subject matter about this. But of course, I'm going to have them introduce themselves, or Ralph can have them introduce themselves. But, we meet such wonderful, awesome people at the Urban Action Showcase each year. And if you are in the New York area around this time of year, October or November, whenever he decides to have it, you definitely have to dig into that expo. It is
Yeah.
amazing. You don't know what you are missing, and it's getting better every year.
It is, and those anniversaries for those movies is just getting and you get a chance to actually watch these movies there in the theater, which makes it even better.
Yeah. You can go online and look at it under the Urban Action Showcase, or you might see it under UASE.
So
Yeah.
I haven't been to yet. I haven't been to this con yet. So is it a con and a film fest then? What's the background on this? Is it everyone's nodding yes? So I guess I'll
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a con, and there are films there, and it's held at the Regal Theater on 42nd Street, and they usually have like film anniversaries. So this past year it was the 40th anniversary of The Last Dragon, the 35th anniversary of the Ninja Mutant Turtles,
Oh yeah.
and we had and I think Mortal Kombat. It was, what year was it for Mortal Kombat? So we had the actual guys, the bad guys. We had
And we had the video game guys too. They
yeah,
had both of them.
everybody. It was like freaking amazing, and it's just a great venue. And you can go there and you can meet some of your one of the most exciting things outside of our guest that we have this evening is I got to meet Don the Dragon Wilson, and so what is amazing about that is somebody who was at Blockbuster renting his movies at ad nauseum on weekends, especially with my stepdad, who was a big fan of his. And I don't think my stepdad knew this, but I found out that John the Dragon Wilson was born in Alton, Illinois. And, I was born in Alton, Illinois. And he said something to me. He said, I have not met anyone in my whole entire career. Never have I met anybody from Alton. And he goes, I come all the way to New York to find
I
somebody.
say it takes going to New York to meet someone from Albany.
Yeah, exactly. Right. And he was like, he said, I wasn't raised there. I left when I was about 5, which is about the time that I left, also with my mom. But, I told him, I said, hey, Alton is still there. And I said, it's known for antiquing and ghost tours. I said, it's one of the most haunted
right.
cities in the United States.
I've seen it on enough shows now.
Definitely.
Yeah, I'm a 4th degree black belt. I'm sorry I missed that. I just love all the martial arts movies. It's
I was thinking that it actually would fit you, Paul, if you get a chance to go see it.
Yeah, no, I love it. It'd be an inspiration for episode 3, so I'm looking forward to that.
Next year.
Exactly.
Be there.
All right. Well, let's introduce our guests, because we got to get into some of these really good questions that we have for them this evening, and I'm so excited. So let's go.
All right, Alistair, why don't you start and give the people all the beautiful introductions and give them the spiel. Go for it.
Peace. What's good? First of all, man, God bless. Salute to Bitten, Apple TV. You know what I mean? I appreciate y'all having me. I appreciate y'all having us. You know what I mean? And my name is Ali Starr. I'm a Wu Fan Full Moon product recording artist / Wu Tang official affiliate. Shout out to Full Moon, the CEO of Wu Fam Product. And, you know, I'm a 2-time Billboard artist, Grammy considered artist, producer as well. I produced Wings Up, which hit number 16 on the Billboard charts, and hit number 25 on the Billboard charts. And got some more stuff that's coming out, some new music, you know, been blessed to bless the world with a tribute to the Dragon, Ron Van Cleef, legendary. Thanks to John Phoenix for, you know, extending the opportunity for me to do that, you know, doing the production on it, you know what I mean? And just a lot of things, you know, and some upcoming movies, King of North 3, shout out to King Tiger, you know, that's working and putting the soundtrack out through his label, Drastic Universal, which you can catch us on that soundtrack as well, and catch us in the movie as well. And I'm here.
All right. King Tiger, you next.
Peace, peace. My name is King Tiger. So basically, my story's a bit different. My introduction is kind of like over like a lot going on because I'm also an entrepreneur. I'm a businessman as well, and I'm affiliated with the Wu-Tang. You know what I mean? It's been a while. It's been years I've been affiliated and everything, and I got connected with my brothers, with Full Moon, and you know, it's been history ever since. Ali Star, you know, from the very first time we did our record together, hit the Billboard charts, number 16, independently. You know what I mean? So it was just crazy because we had a lot to do with the marketing and so much going on, and we had to travel to Jamaica during the tour. So, you know, and also just writing a book, you know, and being all over the place, you know, just being on tour with the brothers and everything is amazing. You know, we got everything going on.
Thank you. And Juice the Witch Doctor, take over.
Juice the Witch Doctor, known to the world as John Phoenix. So what introduced Wu Fam to the Urban Action Showcase is because I'm an 8th degree black belt in martial arts.
Nice.
So I know a lot of the people that's over there. So it was an easy transition to talk to Demetrius, to speak to Ron Van Cleef, to speak to the other masters there. And what we look to do in the Urban Action Showcase is merge hip hop with martial arts. You know, it's very important that we bring that urban sense back into the martial arts because a lot's been lost doing that. A lot of the urban look up towards more of the Asian, and they forget where their foundation of actual martial arts came from. So what I wanted to do is link the hip hop with martial arts. I sat down with Full Moon and proposed my idea, and we did it with Jim Kelly first. The late Jim Kelly that starred with Bruce Lee and Into the Dragon. So again, Ali Star represented big time on that first album, Three the Wu Way, which you are looking at right now, and that's what set it off. So Demetrius invited us 2 years in a row to perform that song, you know, for the late Jim Kelly. I spoke to his daughter personally. She gave us the blessings, and we took over. So fast forward into this year, you know, we figured, you know what, we did something for a person who's a late great. Let's focus on somebody who's alive now, a living legend. Let's give them their flowers now as they're alive, you know. So Ron Van Cleef, I mean, you can't beat that, you know. He's done so much. He's went through a lot. He survived a lot. So, you know, to have such a prestigious group as Wu Fam come and perform for him live, you know, what's funny is he didn't know it was going to happen. He had no clue. So everything was a surprise. The award was a surprise. Wu Fam was a surprise. I don't think it really hit him until last minute that these guys came for me, you know. And again, with the blessing and the help of Demetrius, you know, we salute him. Now a little bit about Juice the Witch Doctor. My time started off not only as a martial artist, but I was also under the Black Watch movement, which was a messenger group ran by the X Clan back in the early 90s. So I started off with there. I started in the studio of Paradise Ray, who is the architect of X-Clan. And my first involvement with Wu-Tang was through Mook Diamond, which was the original head manager of Wu-Tang at the time. And he wanted me to create a three demo track for a artist that we're developing called the Deemster. So I did that. Things didn't really work out with the Deemster, so that sort of fell through. But I continued the music, and I traveled with X-Clan a lot, toured with them, came back, dealt with a lot with the Bush Babies, because those are the guys who are from Flatbush, which is where I'm originally from. Fast forwarding, I met up with Full Moon and Ali, proposed the idea of the whole Jim Kelly thing. The Jim Kelly concept came from a movie I was developing, which I was going to bring to Urban Action Showcase. But at that time, fast forwarding, COVID hit. So everybody that we had that was set for this movie type documentary, everything fell off. So what we decided to do is go forward with the song, push it out. Demetrius heard it, loved it. We proposed the idea of performing it, and that's history. You know, Juice the Witch Doctor, John Phoenix, aka Brooklyn's hero.
Yeah,
Wow. All right. And we got Mr. Full Moon here too. Would you like to come off mic and just give us an intro?
Yeah, come on.
I think his mic's not on.
Yeah, I'm trying to fix that. I think he might have to fix it.
You're muted.
Yeah, you're muted.
Ah.
I think we lost him.
He probably hit the camera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'll be back. He got in the first time.
Can we do this? So I saw the film, and Rafael, I don't know if you were in the theater when we saw the tribute to, Master Van Cleef. I would love to show that film, if you all don't mind, with your blessing.
Hey,
What we saw.
Yeah.
But I will say, I'm going to preface it with this by saying, as someone who grew up watching his films, and I remember my mother taking us to the drive-in theater to see his films, it was exceptional for us as kids growing up in the 70s to see a Black man in martial arts. And, you talking about Jim Kelly and everybody. I mean, we used to go see those films, and, I was amazed. It was my first Black heroes, watching like Cleopatra Jones and all of that. And just seeing this particular film was very, very emotional. If you don't mind, Ralph, can you pull it in up full screen for everybody?
Yeah, I'm gonna play it and put it into full screen. Hold on.
Thanks.
Juice, the witch doctor. You saying for a more product. I lace the Sesame, let me reintroduce the legacy of the Black Dragon, top karate royalty. Cordially, we invite you, not only teach but to enlighten you. Ignite the fuel to inspire those Brooklyn. Let me get my skill on, home of the great Von Van Cleef, we call it star. Taking no shorts from the time he joined the U.S. Marine Corps. Earned prestigious medals for the discipline he brought. Even earned a badge for the sharpshooter mark. But nothing packed the power like the impact that he brought when he joined the martial arts sport in New York, which began with a tournament that showed no other soul toucher, karate master, feel the rapture from the dragon. Legend has it, when he done it with passion. Yeah, he still wearing it, legacy of the dragon. Soul brother, no other soul toucher, karate master, feel the rapture from the dragon. Legend has it, when he done it with passion. Yeah, he still added legacy of the dragon. We transition to international status, winning national tournaments, world championships, 10th degree black belt, Goju Ryo, even trained in Unjutsu, even Jiu-Jitsu. Successful, you can never enter the temple of the dragon. There's no comparison. 5-time world karate kung fu champion, 15-time All-American, even Hollywood calling for some action. Black exploitation, Ron Van Cleef, the feature presentation, breaking down opponents over 900 tournaments. Creator, author, books and videos for the culture. The Last Dragon Time sticky nurture. Let's bring it to the surface. Salute for all your service. Just like Wolf Fam, your legacy can't be tarnished. Most enter the cage, your dragon, you was born for this. Soul brother, no other, soul toucher, karate master, feel the rapture from the dragon. Legend has it, when he done it with passion. Yeah, he still wear it, legacy of the dragon. Soul brother, no other, soul toucher, karate master, feel the rapture from the dragon. Legend has it, when he done it with passion. Yeah, he still had it, legacy of the dragon. Now let's be clear, your rise to the top wasn't basic. Trauma from war, battle scores, discrimination. Face it, but what's a legacy without a fight? What is standing up for what's right to almost losing your life? The ultimate sacrifice. You pay the price from getting arrested to being racially tested, but you prevail. 5 black belts, no career, activist, teacher, they can't compare. Opportunity, you grabbed it, represent it with the passion, so it's only right we honor you, legacy of the draft.
Legacy of the dragon.
Soul brother, no other, soul toucher, karate master, feel the rapture from the dragon. Legend has it, when he done it with passion. Yeah, he still wear it, legacy of the dragon. Soul brother, no other, soul toucher, karate master, feel the rapture from the dragon. Legend has it, when he done it with passion. Yeah, he still had it, legacy of the dragon.
Oh man, that was great.
That was awesome.
Yeah, man.
Wow. What a great tribute. This is, I mean, wow. Wow.
Yeah, salute to John Phoenix. You know, I
Thank
appreciate
you.
the opportunity, man. All for the, big opportunity, taking a chance with me. And, I always, deliver and, blessings to him, man, and blessings.
Wow.
Ali Star's always on point. I had no doubt that he was going to come off with a good one. So what I usually do, I send him like 10 tracks. Pick one that you feel. I send like 10. Pick one. Because I know his style, and I know, and the music I like to put out is more theatric. It has to be theatric, has to have strings. It has to be movie worthy. So I love the classic boom bap, but my concept of music, it has to go to the next level. I wanted to feature in films. I wanted to feature in TV shows, commercials. I want sync licensing to it. So I figured we set ourselves up this way by presenting that type of music.
Yeah.
So Ali Star, as always delivers.
Appreciate it. Salute.
Yeah, it was
phenomenal.
great.
I loved it. It was great.
Yeah.
And
he's actually Master Van Cleef is actually getting ready to go into a match. He's 84.
Yes.
He's 84.
Yes.
Wow.
Jiu-jitsu match. Yep.
Yeah, and he learned jiu-jitsu out of everything else that he's learned, and he is doing a match in Dubai.
Wow.
A full-time match. And look,
amazing.
He told me, I asked him, at that age, when you're going into doing anything like that, I was like, well, how do you do it? Are you on the offense or whatever? He said, no, he's strictly defense. He's defending, he said at 84, you have to be defense, and that it kind of resonated with me, because that's, the first thing you think about is 84 years old going into a match, the person's going to be coming after you, how are you going to go after the person? He said, no, I'm defense strictly.
Right.
So, yeah.
It's called wearing your opponent down. Let them expend all their energy so you can go in and take
exactly.
Them. That's right.
Exactly.
That's right.
I mean, and on defense, you looking, you're watching what they're doing. You're actually seeing how they move. You're getting, clues on everything, and then you know how to go in for the full attack.
Yep.
Exactly.
Amazing. Yeah. So I wanted to ask you all, how did you all get connected to, the Wu Fam Circle? How did your connection come in? Did you all come in with your own set of artistry, or were you created within Wu Tang? How did you all do this? You came in and they were like, yeah, we like your style. We like what you do. Just have full reign. How did that happen? Because all of you all are very unique.
Well, basically it was like a one by one, but similar to what you said, once we linked, it was we got to hear what, each other was bringing, and what they had to offer. And, John Phoenix was dope. My brother King Tiger was dope. I came into the fold first with Full Moon with a group called BBG, me and Silhouette. Shout out to Silhouette. And DJ Chill, who is still our DJ as well, who introduced Moon to Silhouette. And we were both coming off a deal from a label that folded, and just so happened Full Moon came down, and Chill and Full Moon are related, so they were at the family house, and Chill let him hear a CD that Silhouette done. And at this time, mind you, Full Moon was kind of done with the game because he was managing the late Merlin Santana from the Steve Harvey Show, who played as Romeo. And that situation, what happened with that, restored Full Moon a little bit. And fast forward to him hearing Silhouette's CD, he wanted to find her. And he asked Chill, did he know where she lived? And long story short, they met. Silhouette let me know. And we went to New York, and Silhouette recorded our first song, and they asked me to do the hook. I did the hook. They liked it, and they said, y'all should be a group, which was no problem because we were already, performing together and going to the studio and everything. Me and Silhouette and Chill from the same projects in South Jersey, South City. So, we were already merged and cohesive, so it just already made sense. And we did the BBG thing, did a world tour over in Germany, Bosnia, Kosovo. And after that, me and Full Moon were looking for another deal. So then we just came together and said, won't you start, a label imprint? And it just made sense for me to be the first artist, so we were promoting, marketing, and my brother, King Tiger, happened to see one of my freestyles, which is crazy because that day I wasn't going to go to a radio station. I wasn't going to go do it because it was kind of far, and it was kind of like one of those cloudy, gloomy days when you just really want to chill in the house. And I was already doing some things before that. And I built up the motivation, and I did the freestyle, and I'm thankful I did it. I'm thankful for my brother for even paying attention and watching it. And he hit me up, and we talked, and he offered to do a feature with me, and then he said, or I can get you on an album that'll bring more light to you. Is guaranteed to hit Billboard and that type of thing. And that's how King Tiger came into the fold. And I'm gonna let King Tiger take it from there, from when he came into the fold.
And by the way, he was telling you the truth because it did hit Billboard. He was telling you the truth. I mean, listen, I had a little record career, and my family is in the business. My dad was part of a group called the Montclairs back in the 70s. So I know how that is. I mean, a lot of people blow smoke up your skirt. So he was telling you the truth. So
Yeah.
take over. I want to hear this.
Yeah, so it was crazy because I think around that time, I just got it, I think I just finished firing my manager at the time. Because it was no use. I needed her. I needed her to be part of the marketing situation, and we had this campaign set up, right? And then I'm like, damn, now I need to find new management or find somebody that I can partner up with. Then I was like, I don't want to get on a Billboard charts by myself and be lonely on top. I need to find somebody that I can share the light with. You know what I mean? Like I need to find somebody. So that day, I guess I was scrolling through my Instagram, and I saw somebody that had the Woo logo and everything. I'm affiliated at the time and everything as well. So I'm like, who's this? So I look at the Instagram, and I see my brother Ali start rapping or freestyling, on the radio station. and he was doing this thing. I'm like, wow, this dude is nice. I was like, you know what? I should take the advantage and reach out to the brother right now to see if he want to hop on this track with me so we can set everything off together and see what happens. And then so Ali Star reached back to me and he was like, you got to contact my manager. I'm like, all right, no problem.
Yeah.
No, it's Mr. Full Moon. So Full Moon was just like, all right, how's everything gonna go? Blah, blah, blah. We set up everything. We talked about the billboard on advertisement. It's going to be on Times Square as well, promoting the album. And this was during COVID.
Right.
This was back in 2020, heavy when it was like very bad, empty in Times Square, but it was the right moment at the right time. That's all it was, you know what I mean? And we did great, and we definitely made the Woo look good too, as well too, and for each other, So we basically came together and set everything off from there,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
definitely. That's how it all became about.
Now, have you always, King Ty, you always been that confident that you knew you was going to be on the billboard?
Yes, definitely. And you know what? I got a story to tell too, because I think I actually predicted this. And there was a time, I think, well, before all my social media got hacked, this was about like 2 years ago. And it was like, wait a second. All right. So yeah, so basically this happened. All right. Where were we? What was it? What was
You were
I?
saying that you predicted it. You think that you predicted
Oh
it.
yeah. So when I had the old Facebook page, this was back in like 2010, I believe. Yeah, like 2010 or 2011. And I actually posted a fake poster of me on a billboard, right? And and I added the number 16. And this was
Wow.
fake. This was fake. This was made up, and then and this was something that I've always wanted to achieve, was to actually hit the billboard one day, and so just putting in the work over the years and time again to meet a lot of people in the business, it was just crazy how all of a sudden in 2020 we hit number 16 on the billboard charts,
Wow. Wow.
and it really happened. Same thing. It was just same thing with a lot of success. A lot of my achievement came from, just vision and seeing things, even through dreams. That's how I got into the finance servicing company. I own a financial service company, meaning I own an ATM business, and and what I do is point of sales. I make sure that I help restaurants get better systems so they could charge their customers with no price, no fee. That way they have more control.
Yeah.
So that's knocking off Square, Clover, and all these guys. So it's always been there, and that's how I got into the business with that. It was through a dream. One day, this was 2020 again. I moved out. I moved my family out to Pennsylvania, and it was crazy. Like I said, it was COVID during that time, and all of a sudden, my first night spending the night there in Pennsylvania, I had a dream that I owned 100 ATM machines. So after I woke up from that dream, I told my lady at the time, I was like, hey, sweetheart, I had a dream that I owned an ATM business. I think this was a sign for me to own one. So look, what I'm gonna do, I did my research and did what I had to do, did my due diligence, and look at me now, and I own a few.
You know how many people have dreams, but they don't pursue their dreams?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So many people, they're afraid to do that.
Exactly.
It's one thing when you get what I call a God download, because those are God downloads. But it's
Word.
another thing when you decide to act upon it. That's why they say that when you go to bed at night, you should always keep like a journal by your bed, because the first thing you do when you wake up is write down what you had a dream about, because that's God talking to you at a moment where you're at peace. You have nothing else on your mind, but that's when you get information. I truly
Exactly.
believe in that.
Yeah.
So I operate that way myself. This is why I've done so many things in my life, but I tell people this all the time. You know, you're missing out on not pursuing your dream and saying yes to life about stuff. You
Yeah,
know,
you definitely have to see and envision yourself, and after that, you have to, have the faith, first and foremost, but you have
Mhm.
to work to match, that faith, and you know, you gotta just keep pushing and putting in work, and sometimes you lose, friends, sometimes even family members that don't see your vision, but that's the thing, it's your vision for a reason, so
Yeah,
everybody not going to see it, when you start. So you just got to be willing to carry through, you know what I mean, and see it through and know that, there's purpose, and what you're seeking and what you're trying to achieve. So, and at the end of the day, you're going to get that win, that you're supposed to get. And, God will bless you, with even more that you ever
That's right.
set out to even get, so it's just a matter of sticking with it, being ambitious, motivated, and driven,
It's a fact.
and connecting with, like-minded people,
yeah,
like Deuce and King Tiger and Full Moon, who definitely like is like the I icing on the cake, the brain, Full Moon is like, a big, like, important part, in this whole situation. He's like the glue, the cohesiveness to the whole us being affiliates and being affiliated to this day, and giving light and life, to the affiliation of Wu-Tang Clan, and just moving forward. Full Moon was there during the conception of Wu.
right.
He was a dancer for Jizza, and his family, Killer Priest, shout out to Killer Priest, and rest in peace to Old Dirty. He was with those guys when they were riding around in the van, and getting what we know today as the Wu-Tang Clan like phenomenon. He was there when it was, being put together. So, big shouts out to Full Moon, for believing in me, and believing in, when King Tiger came, and even when John Phoenix came, who, if I'm correct, met me through I think it was Instagram or whatever, and we
Yep.
talked, and I told Moon, and then them two connected, and had so much in common. So it was, like I always tell my guys, like, none of this is a coincidence. This is
That's
this
right.
is this is God's work, because I could have met anybody in New
Mhm.
York. King Tiger didn't have to stop and listen to me that day.
Yeah.
Phoenix didn't have to scroll that day. So none of this is a coincidence. This is God's work, and
Indeed.
long as we stay focused and humble, we're gonna do great things, and do even more through God's blessings.
Mhm.
Yes, sir.
I find this is very interesting too about just the Wu Tang Clan as a whole and everything. So I just got into the series, the Wu Tang Clan saga. I just started watching it, and this is for a new generation. Like, of course, I remember when they hit the scene, and everybody was like, I'd never seen anything like that before. Because
Right.
as somebody who grew up watching martial arts films, and then adding the component of hip hop to it, I was like, who thought of this? Who would
Right.
ever think that that this would be so a phenomenon? Marrying the thing, but it just works together. It
It
just
does.
works together. I don't know how it is, but it just works together. And I want to ask you something, because this is very interesting that most people would say. So, right now the phenomenon of K-pop is happening, and a lot of people would say that it is cultural uh, appropriation as opposed to cultural appreciation. And the same could be said about Wu Tang. Is this a cultural appropriation or cultural appreciation? Now, I have my own theory, because I believe that it is people that first people connecting together, actually, and it's just that we found each other. Like we were separated one time and we found each other. But how would y'all say that? Has anybody ever approached you all about saying, you know, you are appropriating our culture instead of appreciating your culture? No,
Nope, I've never heard that one.
that's because y'all do it so well. Now, and not only that, too. I mean, Jules, the fact that you have an 8th grade black belt, you know, means that you actually learned the art of martial arts. You went far with it. It wasn't just a fad for you, and you continue to do that because you have an appreciation for the aesthetics of martial arts.
Yes.
You know, so yeah, a lot of people would say that. Listen, I love K-pop music. I ain't gonna lie. I love it. It is
Nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with
Yeah,
it.
nothing wrong with it.
no. I think you know what I think it's like. Well, I know who's writing it, and it is us writing it.
100%.
Yeah, 100% us writing it. But they're doing it so well, and you know you gotta like that music. If you miss 90s style hip hop, that's where you gotta go right now. K-pop.
That's right. That's
Yeah,
right.
it's flashy and it's pretty and it's synchronized, and that's where you gotta go. But I love it. You know, I tell everybody about it. It's some good music. You know, so.
Incredible.
All right. So now you told us that you went to Kosovo and everything like that. What's the fan base like over there? Like, how was it when you went to those places?
Oh, it was marvelous because first of all, shout out to the USO, United States Armed Services, who made that thing happen, and shout out to Kingsley Gardner, who submitted the music, and they picked us. And at this time we were a group, me and Silhouette, and they picked us, and it was crazy because we were shooting a video, me and Silhouette, and after we rapped, Kingsley just kind of like sprung it on us like, oh yeah, y'all going on tour in Europe. And it was just like it was just
Yeah, by the way.
yeah,
Yeah.
like it was just like what? Like going on tour in Europe, and we didn't have no full album out of nothing at the time. We had, you know, songs that we have done, and but yeah, Kingsley submitted it, and they liked it, and it was a month and a half tour.
Wow.
Yeah, it was first time I've been on like a world tour, and this wasn't new to Moon. Moon has done his thing with Killer Priest and Wu-Tang, you know, but this was like a second coming, and he was more like happy for us to get to, you know, experience, you know, this level of success, you know, and then him being with a you know, newer group, and we flew from New York straight to Europe, nonstop flight. That was the longest I've been in the air, 8 hours nonstop, and they was doing promotion and stuff over there. So when we got over there, they had the different places with the our names and the lights in front of, you know, at the clubs and everything, and it was a blessing. It definitely was a blessing to experience that, because I never thought I would experience that unless I joined the army. But it was like a blessing to be a part of that and really get to go over there and experience that, and you know, perform for the troops. And we performed in it was Germany, Kosovo, Bosnia, Pristina, Austria, and once we got over there, we had 2 tour buses. We was on like private flights going to the different spots over there. It was amazing. The tour bus, one of them we had a regular one, and then the bigger one we had an upstairs and a downstairs. We had our own water. It was amazing. It was definitely amazing. It was amazing, and the people over there, they treated us nice. They took to our music. They were so happy to like get some hip hop over there, you know, and it was just an overall good experience. It was definitely a blessing.
Wow. That sounds like amazing. I hope you took a lot of pictures.
Yeah, we unfortunately we didn't have, I don't think we had because this was in like 2005, I want to say. But I don't think we had I don't think Instagram, if it was out, I don't think it was as popular.
Yeah.
Like the video,
Well, it was MySpace then, I think.
yeah, because I remember on
Hey, don't laugh. Y'all have MySpace pages. Come
I
on
had
now.
it. I had it.
I had it.
we had a lot of footage was from a camcorder that I had.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh, nice.
and now I just be like, man, if we had Instagram at that
Oh
time,
man, yeah.
and you know, where you could just whip your phone out and just record and just get, you know, footage. And we got honored. We got some awards, you know, from the USO, which was a real big thing. And you know,
Wow. Wait a minute. Where's the footage now? What did you do with the footage?
It's on tape. And some of the pictures, I just have pictures that were like physical pictures
Yeah.
that I have in a
That's how it
book.
was back then.
But a lot,
You know somebody could digitalize that, and you can upload it now on Instagram and stuff.
Yeah, so I it's just a matter of me finding the footage, because I know it's on tape, because the camcorder I had was the small it took the small tapes. But I know I could get it uploaded now to, you know, a DVD or whatever,
Yeah.
and in the pictures as well. But it was an extravagant time. We were over there for a month and a half, and
Wow.
we got to learn a lot of
Oh no!
That's what you call even wanting more.
Sorry, wait a minute. Your connection.
Yeah, it's all right. It's back on now. Yeah, we learned a lot of mannerisms and a lot of the training and tactics that they use when they go over to other countries. Because we got to go out with some of the servicemen. We got to experience like the jets they use and some of the artillery they use. And it was just a blessed event. It was a blessed time. We really had a good time. It's really a blessing to be a part of that.
And what you think about the food over there?
Oh, the food was good. We actually we got to eat with the you know,
With the military.
yeah, we got to eat with the military. So I mean, just all that food they have just every day, like, you know, the ice cream, the all types of food, like
Mashed potatoes.
I liked it. I liked it. It was a good thing to, you know, have a lot of food for free. And we went to some restaurants. And the food was, you know, good. We couldn't drink the water, which was no problem. We had our own water. But it was just an overall blessed experience. I'll never forget it for the rest of my life. I'm praying we get another opportunity to go back over there, so I can go over there with my brothers and give them this new music, you know, and so they can see how far we've come, and you know, entertain them while they over there, you know, keeping us safe and everything. So
Yeah, you will. You will. So I know, Ralph, I'm sorry I'm taking over this interview. So
Oh, don't worry about it. I'm doing a lot of stuff behind the scenes.
So
I have to plug this up. I don't want to cut off on y'all, so I have to plug this up, but we still good though.
okay.
All right.
So I want to ask you, all of you all have such unique names. How did that come about? Is this a part of your identity? How did it come about with your names? The stage name.
You want to go when y'all want to go, or
Yeah, well, the whole concept of Juice came from I'm a people person, so I just developed the habit of getting to know people, talking to them, making them feel comfortable. So at an early age, my cousin named me Juice because, as you know, back in the days, juice meant you had the juice. You knew a lot of people, you know. So I was basically the modern day plug. So everywhere I went, whether it was Queens, Brooklyn, Manhattan, Uptown Harlem, Bronx, I always knew somebody. I always bumped into somebody, so they called me Juice. Later on, because I was brought up in a spiritual household, you know, I was always telling people, you know, I was always enlightened. You know, I was always consistent, disciplined through martial arts. And a friend of mine court started calling me the witch doctor because I would sit there, give him advice, and then it would happen. So he was like, man, you're the witch doctor. So just put it together, and I became Juice the Witch Doctor.
Oh, wow. That is such a unique name.
Yes. Well, it's better to have a unique name so people could find you rather than have a common name and people go through like 20 different Juice the Witch Doctors.
Well, you ain't gonna have no problem with that one.
No problem at all.
All right, King Tiger, how did you come up with your name?
Well, it goes back in history, actually, with my name. It's interesting because I have a tribe called the Garifuna people, the Garifuna tribe.
Yes.
I am the Garifuna, one of the Garifuna people. And we was exiled from our own island in St. Vincent in the Grenadines over 200 years ago. So then after they took us out of the land, after we lost our war, I believe it was our third war, and we lost our Garifuna leader. So they shipped my ancestors, and the ship wrecked in Central America. So they ended up in Honduras. So my grandfather, he had passed away a few years ago and things like that. And he took on the name Tiger first. And the reason being is because the community had witnessed a man beat up 20 guys by himself back in Honduras.
Wow.
And that was when he was a younger dude. He was a sailorman. He was a merchant marine. I've had the pleasure to be a merchant marine myself as well too, to represent his legacy. And so after they witnessed that, they started calling him the Tiger. In Spanish is Tigrillo. So they called my family, they started calling his children, his wife, Tiger at the time. So then the very first time I took a trip up to Central America, I went to Honduras for the first time. I believe I was 17 years old. And then I started hearing why is people calling me Tiger for? Why is everybody calling me Tiger from the community? We had our own language called Garifuna, so they were speaking Garifuna language. And so it was like, that's the Tiger's grandson. And so I went home and I asked my mom, where did that name come from? I've heard that that was basically her father, my grandfather, and my mom. Basically the relationship is there, and she broke it down to me, and that's when I realized, I was like, wow. So before he passed away, I think I should take on that name. And when I go back to New York, right, I'm gonna take on that name as an artist and represent his legacy. I think that's an interesting story.
That is.
Story, yeah.
So yeah, that's how I came. That's how I came about with that name. But at first, it started with Baby Tiger because I was the youngest. I was the youngest out of my 23 siblings. I was the youngest. I'm the youngest.
What?
Out of 23 siblings. Yes.
What?
Wow.
Oh my God.
And in total, of course. And
wait a minute. What year did your parents start having babies?
You grew up in a village.
Yeah.
That's like a family. That's a village.
I'm from Harlem. I'm born in Harlem.
There was a family that we used to live next to.
Yeah.
And anybody that's watching from Alton, my family, they know it's the Lovett family. They had about 23 kids. So that was back in the day, like in the 60s, 70s, that people were having a lot of kids like this. So I wanted to know, when did your parents start having kids?
I mean, to be honest with you, it's my dad. My dad, I actually found out he had more kids years later as I got older and older, from Belize and stuff like that too. So,
I got stories about that too. So yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, my father had 27 brothers and sisters. Same thing. They'd be all like that we know of.
Look, I got two brothers named David. That tells you something.
Yeah. So then, so as I got older and I had confidence in my rap ability and my skills and writing as a poet, I was like, you know what, I'm becoming a man. I can't be Baby Tiger all the time. They're gonna kill me with that name if they would diss me. So I changed it up to King
Yeah.
Tiger, and
Okay.
that's how we got this.
All right.
King Tiger.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's
Listen,
also my
better
other book.
baby tiger than baby shark.
Right. This has a spell. This is my other book. It's called Lord Forgive Me. You know what I mean? It's out right now on all platforms.
Okay.
You can get it on Amazon. That's my brother Solomon Childs. This came out in 2009. You know what I mean? So we did our thing.
All
We did our
right.
thing with this one. So we want to turn this series. We want to turn this book into a film. Hopefully someday. It's already in the talks. Just wanted to add that on it.
Can you give us like a brief synopsis of what the book is about?
Oh, you want to see?
Yeah, just be a real quick
The back of the book says "Dare to Read," so that's all I gotta say. But my co-author Eugene, he's an incredible writer as well too. He's collaborated with C Murder, Master P, and done many books. And I got the chance to speak with C Murder as well too. He had the chance to read this book in the inside. Shout outs to C Murder. And he shouted me out on Facebook, and his management reached out. This was a few years ago, before I got the chance to meet with my brothers right here, right now, And so yeah, it's been history ever since. But that title right there came from it was named after the single that we did. We did a song together, me and Solomon Childs. So the book got inspired by that title. So that was a way of marketing the song.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It all works together.
That. All right. Is Ali Star back? So we want to hear how he came about his name.
Yeah. So basically, I started out. It was kind of like King Tiger was Kid, Ali, and the Kid came from Kid Capri. Shout out to Kid Capri. I like his name. I was like, it just sounded dope to me how it was like Kid Capri, and I just liked it. So I just took Kid, and I was already Ali, stemming from Tribe Called Quest. Me and my friends, we each took a name from the Tribe Called Quest, and I wound up taking Ali Shahi Muhammad. And so I already had Ali, and I just thought it would sound dope, like if I took Kid Capri and took the kid from it and just put it together, Kid Ali, and that's how it became Kid Ali. And then I wind up switching it because after Onyx came out, Fredro Starr, and I just took to the name. I'm like Fredro Starr. I'm like, yo, that's dope. And I dropped the Kid because I was getting older, and I added the Star. And then it just became Ali Star, which is sometimes used as a legend in Salem, talking about real rap. So in Salem is where I'm from, Salem, New Jersey, which is I dubbed it Cell City, but and that's how you get Ali Star now, and that's it, and it's stuck. So some people say Ali Star, some people say Star, but it's all good, So and that's how I got my name.
All right, thank you. And Ralph, how did you get your name? Ralph.
Oh. I was like, wait, somebody else has my name?
I'm just joking.
Somebody else has my name.
We already know. Yeah. All right. Let me ask you all this. So you are a part of such a legendary group. Is there anybody personally within the group that you look up to? This one specific person that you look up to and you're like, this is somebody that gives me the inspiration that I need, makes me feel proud about where I am right now within the Wu-Tang fam.
I
Yeah.
mean, I would have to say, I mean, the RZA, just for being able to unite nine like men.
Yeah.
Like I've been in like groups that only had three of us or four, and I've seen like stories on groups that were only like three and four, and the stuff they go through. None of them, are still here as a group, or one leaves, or But so to just be able to put nine men, together, and make something happen. That's,
Mhm.
I mean, you got to remember nine different like individuals who got different ideas, different egos, different ways of doing things. He was able to unite all these nine men and get them under one like vision and make them, like see the vision enough to even like want to get involved, because they were doing other things, what
Right.
I mean? But to to give them like a vision where they stop, even if it was for like a day or two, to like come to the studio and lay something down, because I'm going to do something with this and it's going to do whatever. To even like give nine different men that belief and that vision to like want to do that and come together, and then it worked, and all nine of these guys are millionaires now, well off. Their families are well off. So I mean, I look up to the RZA, far as being the glue and just the inspiration to like be able to like do that, because I know how hard it is to be, in a 3-man group, 4-man group. The things that come in from the outside, different,
Mhm.
your
The
crew
egos.
yeah, and then just because I'm sure they got they other friends that they had before they got in the group. So the stuff that comes from friends, the talk and all of that, dealing with all of that and still sticking together. And now we talking about 30 plus years. These guys been together, giving the world like electrifying music. Like I like to call them they like the Rolling Stones of hip hop.
Yeah.
Like we'll probably never see this again, and I'm just blessed because watching them, I never thought in a million years I would be like an extension or a part, of something like that phenomenal. Like I mean, just watching them and watching their rise and how they started and where they at now.
Uh-oh.
It's just been a it's just a yeah. So it's just a blessing to be a part of them and an extension to be able to wear this W, and being able to establish something of our own through Woo Fam, and the Woo Fam clothing line, which I do as well, like the hats, the hoodies we wear and stuff, the t-shirts, are creation of some of the things I do, for my brothers as well. So like I said, the RZA, I tip my hat off to him, and all the other guys that even believing in him and giving that input and stopping what they were doing in the outside world to like come together to make something happen like this.
Mm. Thank you. How about you all, Juice and King?
I'll definitely say the RZA as well. He's a visionary.
Mhm.
He's the conductor to an orchestra. He has his hands. He's multifaceted. He has his hands in everything. A lot like me, I relate to him because it's hard to find people to do things for you at a certain amount of time. So you learn to do them yourself.
Mhm.
You self-taught. Whether you these days YouTube is the new college. You can watch a whole YouTube channel and learn the trade. You know,
Yep.
Mhm.
so so I've
True.
learned to do everything myself. I don't depend on anybody. I I have a vision. I share it, but ultimately the end result is what I feel is the best way to go, because I watch people. I'm an observer. I'm pretty silent type. I don't talk as much, but I keep it nice, short, and sweet, because I like to watch, observe, learn, assess, process, and then deliver. So definitely the RZA. He's the headmaster of it all. You know, they can't say nothing bad about him. You know, he probably has the most money out of them too.
Listen,
Facts.
he did a lot of hard work
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know,
trying to get people to do it and believing in people, despite
yeah,
people naysaying a lot of what he was saying. He believed in them, so he
yeah,
deserves it.
100%. I mean, hands down. You know, and I've always been a RZA fan from the beginning. You know,
Mhm.
his style is very complex when rhyming. His music, his arrangement, his concept to who should go where. You know, he had a vision. He had a better understanding of the music business, not like them. You know, so RZA understood the technical parts of the music business, where everybody else, he just wanted to come in, drop the lyrics, do some partying. I mean, RZA sat back. You know, they had to
Mhm.
force him to party because he was constantly working. And I
Yeah,
could relate to him. I'm
yeah,
always working, always working.
I like that because I think that people measure intelligence by your IQ, your degrees and stuff like that. But one of the greatest measurements of intelligence and brilliance is creative.
Yeah.
And it
100%.
and not everybody can be a creative, brilliant person. You think it is because if you're the individual that's the creative and you're creating all this stuff, you think that everybody thinks the same way that you do. Like, don't you see it? Don't you see the vision?
Right.
But there's not everybody has that. And
Yep.
that's what he was. He was a creative genius, you know,
Yes.
and he knew who was going to fit. He knew who was going to work with this group. He knew who
100%.
he could believe in, and this is why he saw it so clearly, even though no one else saw it as clearly as he did.
That's right. That's
You
right.
know, and but part of your intelligence, you don't have to have a degree, you don't have to be skillful and everything like that. Creativity is something that not everyone has, and it is something that whereas somebody may be able to work on a particular thing because it's there, the creative person visualizes it and then creates it.
100%.
Yeah, it's a whole different level. How
And
about you?
listen, and creativity can also become a purpose for someone as well too. Like myself, for a good example, um, like I've realized my purpose after my achievements and everything that we accomplished over the years. And then I said, wait a minute. One time, right, about I think 2 years ago exactly, I went on Google. I and before I get to your question, I literally got to put this out there. I typed in my name and I searched it up, and I typed in my name and everything on Google, and this book had popped up. I don't know if you guys can see that, but anyway, it's a cover. I actually, it's called. This is the book right here. Actually, my
Oh,
name is on this book. My name is
mhm.
actually is on this book. To be honest with you, and this is a book that's being studied in the university right now of Fordham. And there's another,
Wow.
I believe, there's another college as well. And this professor is a Garifuna professor, and I was like, wow. And what I seen on the pages, it says one of the well-known Garifuna American is King Tiger. My birth name was on there and everything. And I was like, I need to order that book ASAP. And my name was right next to OT Genesis, because he's also Garifuna as well, like Sean, you know.
Yeah.
He's also Garifuna himself too from Belize. He's doing this thing. Shout outs to him. And when I ordered this book, it came with no cover on it. And this book was ordered from Amazon.
Mm.
Amazon owes me a cover, for real. So what I would say Killer Priest and RZA. The reason why is because Killer Priest is so spiritual, so much wisdom and knowledge, right? I would like to turn this historical thing into a whole book and bring RZA into it, bring Full Moon. I gotta put Full Moon in there too. You know what I mean? Because like I said, creativity can be someone's purpose. You know, and the reason being, this book it inspired me to want to to help the Garifuna people to reclaim the island St. Vincent again after 200 years ago. You feel what I'm saying? So with all the accomplishments I've done over the years and me being part of the book, me being part of the movie, I can utilize that to help my people to regain their island back. You know what I mean? With the connections and the networks, and maybe someday I can reach out to Shine and see if he could be part of the team, because he's also Garifuna. We don't have our own island. That's why we all over the place. A lot of us, you will find us in New York, California, in the United States, other places around the world, but majority of us, our parents and grandparents, is in Central America base. But they've never went back home before. They don't even know where they, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my purpose, and I'm glad that everybody is here, because I get to share this story and tell it to the world on what I want to do. I have a mission, because I want to be able to utilize the music, my album. Once I put out the album and we start doing more projects, like I said, I want to be able to do like a compilation album dedicating to St. Vincent, and reach out to the government people out there and see if we could reclaim that island again one day, and I would like to be a part of that. Just me being a Wu-Tang affiliate and things like that. That'll be historical. It'd be big.
Wow,
that's peace.
Yeah, I like that. I think that you can. I think you can do it. There was think about it. Before there was the internet, before there was anything where we had access to anything, it would probably be very hard for us to unite. But now, with social media and everything like that, it's easier said than done. You start a little, what it simple as a Facebook group or whatever like that, and a petition, and go and do that. Even if you find a space, if it's not even St. Vincent's, because that's a whole nother, I could get into a whole litany about colonization, but even if you find your space, in Africa or whatever, where it would be a community where everybody goes, because now they're asking us to come back to Africa. They opening up gates for us to go over there and do that. You have your own land, your own everything, and it's, with this current administration, is sounding mighty nice. Yeah. But I think that this is the way you start off, by finding everybody, finding your people, find them. And then when you got enough people, then you start a Congress, and then you start petitioning to go back and get your homeland.
Yeah, just start with that one spark, man.
Yeah. Yep.
That's dope.
Don't ever listen. I'm very. I wouldn't say that I'm militant, but I've become a lot more knowledgeable about things like this, and it's important for us to unify people. It's very important for us to know our true history.
100%.
Because I think a lot of us, as far as we are as people of color, are we're killing each other in the street for less, because we don't know who we are. And if we knew who we were. And everybody's so attached to their phone. If you're educating people about who they were, and especially because all of you all have such a voice in this platform that you're in, believe me, you're going to do some mighty things with that.
100%.
Yeah, and that was like the purpose of one of my singles, Wish. And shout out to John Phoenix, and asking who did the video, the treatment, and shot the video, which is out on YouTube as well. And I'm definitely going to get you guys a link. But that was the purpose of Wish, just bringing awareness and some type of enlightenment, to the world, to try to give them some understanding of who we are, and what we should be doing and what we need to stop doing. And I know it's not going to change the world, but I just feel as though with all the negativity, some positivity, won't hurt, and if you just got to keep giving it and giving it, day after day, there's never too much positive, you know what I mean?
No.
So
Just
and I was just trying to do my due diligence and do my part, and let the world know, like, I'm an artist, but I do have some awareness of what's going on with our people and what's going on in the world, to give them some substance, so yeah, so y'all could check that out, Wish, and I'm gonna get the link to you guys. And yeah, man, we definitely gotta do better as a people. We gotta do better as human beings,
Yeah, I think the first thing you need to do is just change the mindset. And I think a lot of times what has happened is that we've heard only the colonizer side of the thing, but now people are becoming aware. You have no excuse for not being educated because there's so much information. Now you might have to weed out what is actually the truth, but it gives you an idea to go and pursue more and more books and stuff like that. Educate yourself about who you are. The mindset is the thing that has to change first.
Right.
We're coming into the full awareness of who we were. You can't tell me that we are not the original people, that we are not, because how could we be so hated and disliked and our, the things that, but yet still be so emulated and admired at the same time. There's something about us, call it whatever you might call it, the black magic or whatever it is about us, but there is so much greatness in us. And I think what has happened is the mindset has changed because we were told that we came from nothing. And when you don't think you come from nothing, you claim something as if it is yours, and it really isn't, fighting over a turf, fighting over whatever. These are all mindsets that have to change. You killing your brother, you killing greatness, you letting greatness die, So, and I think that whole mindset was put in us, and it's been in that way since the beginning of time. And I'm not even saying, I'm saying way before the transatlantic slave trade. I'm talking about the people that were here in the Americas that look just like you and me before then. That is something that they've created, a colonizer has created, so that we would not know our greatness. I'm quite convinced that when they first encountered people like us, they were fearful of us because of what we had connection to, because we had connection to the creator, we had connection to the land, we had connection to everything. It scared them. And so what do you do when you fear something? You kill it. So, I could go into a whole deep litany about that, but I'm just saying, y'all get it,
Like I said before, I came up under the Black Watch movement. So that was a movement ran by the X-Clan in the early 90s.
Yeah.
So that's why I always maintain the consistency of knowing exactly who I am and who anybody else is around me.
Yeah.
I'm quick to educate.
Quick to educate and appreciate your own people and educate other people. This is no indictment of people that were colonizers. It is more of a reshaping of the mindset.
Yes.
So that people understand the truth.
Yes.
Right.
So we've got about 4 minutes left, and I still have a lot of questions I wanted to ask you all, but all of you all have different passions. I mean, some of these passions were expressed here this evening, but outside of music and what you are doing artistically, do you have another passion?
I'm a martial artist, so I actually teach.
And tell us a little bit tell us where you teach, and tell us a little bit about that, about your, is it a dojo? What is it?
Yes, a dojo. Okay, so my mother comes from a family of 15 kids. She's number 3. 8 of them are martial artists. I was raised under martial arts. So I learned from my uncles at the age, started at 4, but I really got an understanding at 7. So when I got to 7, I started off with Taekwondo. I eventually went into Kung Fu, and then I was introduced to a Japanese system. So my uncle, Tiger Jude, another tiger, because my family's known as tigers as well. All my uncles are called Tiger. Tiger Jude, Tiger Paul, Tiger Pierre. So all of them are tigers. Shout out to King Tiger, by the way. And so I broke the mold, you know. So when I started teaching, I said I wanted to become the Phoenix
Mhm.
because it was a rebirth. It's coming out of a generational curse. I didn't want to stick with the same. I wanted to bring new to the family name.
Mhm.
So I studied under my uncle Tiger Jude. I later transitioned into Tiger Paul, and then I went into Richard Sinclair. I went into Moses Powell. Went to Ronald Duncan. So I've studied with a lot of great people, you know, I'm very blessed to that. So growing up as a martial artist, I thought everybody knew martial arts, you know, until the hard truth in high school when somebody asked me, "Where you going?" I said, "I'm going to martial arts school." "You're not going there?" So, you know, so this just shows the naiveness because I
Yeah.
not that so much I'm a sheltered person, but I was very conscious of my surroundings and understanding that I didn't want to be a product of the street. So I understood that at a very early age, you know, and martial arts has been everything to me. Martial arts is what the discipline and the consistency of martial arts is what I put into my music. You know, so that's my passion. Those two, you know, anything that deals with art form, art, whether it's artistry and drawing, creativity, and making some type of some type of hardware, music, you know, dance, uh, and martial arts itself. You know, so anything that deals with the element of art, I fall right into place with it.
And what's the name of your dojo?
Lost Legacy Systems.
Lost Legacy Systems, and we can find you online at Lost
Lost
Legacy.
Legacy Systems. All you
Okay.
gotta do is you Google it, I'll come right up.
Okay. There you go. Thank you. And how about
No
you, Ali Star and King Tiger? What are your passions outside of what you're doing creatively?
problem.
Honestly, for me, creatively, I think my creative language is different. I would say I like to hunt business to see if they got a good system in there inside their location. You
Mhm.
know, I like to, you know, and I do that anytime, even with just paying. I think I had to fix my phone screen actually. Yeah, I had went to fix my phone screen maybe about a few weeks back on my actually last month, and my cousin took me down to you know his friend who owns a phone store, and I noticed that he had a card reader and things. So I started asking him questions about it, like you know, and all of a sudden it just got to me, you know, sending him a quote directly to his email and things like that, and you know we talked about it and you know handle some business, and that was pretty much my way of having fun, just creativity outside of music, just helping other business grow and helping other people, you know, or you know anyone that's even if they want to know how to get into something, where to put their investment into and things like that, you know, because I do like to help out, and I can be investment finder for others as well too. Like I have, you know, I do have you know records of that as
Mhm.
well, and I know they will be watching, of course, too tonight or anytime.
So
So you know, I
where can
just
they
love
find
those
you on
people.
social media if they want to get advice about stuff like that?
All right, so right now they can contact me on Instagram, KingTiger.WuTang. Um, what else? I have a bunch of others business accounts as well too. But yeah, you could definitely contact me there directly. Um, Facebook, same thing. You will see that it's Juan Cayetano, first last name on Facebook, and on Twitter it's King Tiger BX1.
Okay, good. So y'all, if y'all need some advice about investment and business, that's who you need to go to. I mean, this is a success story right here, you know. And
Indeed.
we want serious people only.
Yeah.
Serious people only apply for that. All right. So Ali Star, what is your passion outside of just the creative, the music and stuff? What's your other passion?
Oh, I writing books. I have a children's book that's I finished writing. That's Gonna come out sometime next year. I like directing. You know, I'm looking to do my first movie sometime this year with my brothers, of course, and entrepreneurship. I do the clothing line. I do the Woo Fam clothing, and then I have Sway SWA, which is for Successful Winners Association. So I have that clothing line as well, and motivation speaker. I like talking to people and just making them feel good about themselves. Giving them that ambition and that drive they need. To go the extra mile, or just talking to them to change their outlook on life or just change, their day. Just as simple sometimes, telling somebody hi or, how's your day going? A lot of people like to say, pay it forward. What I like to say is bless it forward because everybody don't have it to pay it forward. But
Yeah.
bless it forward is just like I said, a simple how you doing, or just telling somebody you look nice, or I like your jacket, or just simple words of encouragement is what I call blessing it forward. And I feel as though everybody, can do that with, it doesn't cost, it's free, and I think you can really change somebody's day, their life. You don't know how many people be off to like to do something negative and run into you, and just you saying hi or yo man, I seen you doing what you was doing or doing the parts you was doing, because some people are doing things and think others are not watching. So just letting somebody know I seen what you did, and I think you could do something with it. Just words of encouragement, like I said, just blessing it forward, and just, my passion is being an all around good person to the best of my ability and trying to, help others accomplish their dreams and goals and, you know, do my part to make this world, better.
A
Much
better
as I,
place.
that's about it.
Oh, I love that. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Well, I think we're about five over. I wanted to, well, first of all, thank you all too much. We don't have enough time to talk about some of the things that we want to talk about. So we have to definitely have you come back.
Uh,
Well, we have to have them come back only because we lost full moon.
Yeah.
Yeah, and definitely that's what we can do. But I mean, definitely when you all have like a project that you want to promote or something
Oh,
like that,
definitely.
I'll come back. But I would like y'all all to come back together because I'd like to see what you all are doing. You all are so fascinating, and
thank,
you have
thank,
something new going on. So, this is going to be a very interesting, and I'm sure your fans and the people that are watching right now want to hear a little bit more from you all because 1 hour is not enough.
No, it's not.
Now,
hey,
now with all this, it's not
Uh,
enough.
salute to Bitten Apple TV. Thank you for having us. Thank you for talking to us on the red carpet. We
Oh, you're
appreciate
welcome.
y'all. Thank you very much to my brothers, King Tiger, salute. John Phoenix, I appreciate you, my brother.
Appreciate
Shouts to
you.
Full Moon. I think he had some technical
Technical
difficulties, but
issues.
Yeah, we kind
yeah,
of saw it when
shouts
we
to
came
Full
on.
Moon.
Yeah.
And hey man, I'm looking to do more great things with my brothers. We have a new single coming out, Ali Star featuring King Tiger. We have the soundtrack single that's out. The video is out now, Amongst Kings, from the movie King of North 3.
Mm,
And yeah, we just look forward to great things, doing great things, and ending 2025, on a blessed note, and approaching, the new year on an even bigger blessed note. So looking forward to working with my brothers, you know, doing interviews with you guys again. I appreciate y'all. Shout out to Full
anytime.
Moon. Shout out to my hometown, South City, the Bronx, my brother, Flatbush,
Flatbush.
Brooklyn, my second home, man. Look, I appreciate y'all. Couldn't did none of this without y'all, man. I love y'all, man. Salute.
Love you,
Thank
brother.
you.
Big
Thank you.
time.
Shout outs to Stand the Man. He produced the
Bye.
soundtrack album. We are releasing it, and it will be coming out. Let's say next week, next Friday. And the film should be coming out anytime, any day. Like I said, it's just look out for it. Just look out for the pages as well on Instagram. type it in on Google. If you don't know when is it coming out and you can't reach us on social media, because not everybody's on social media, so just type it in and you will get the information on Google. You know what I mean? It's not that hard to find the movie. It's gonna be up on Tubi, you know. So yeah, we definitely doing our thing. And I just got a shout outs to everybody else and the label Drastic Universal Records. The president, he's a marketing expert as well too. We also offering opportunities for artists and others creators to be a part of the movement as well. We got a label, so we always are. Well, you guys are welcome anytime to be, to get distributed. If you got some music or y'all have any questions, let us know as well. We always available.
Wow.
Yeah, let's just
For
keep us
Lonzo.
posted because Ralph will definitely promote on our channel. So when y'all got something new or you want some links to share, please just keep us posted and we'll definitely put it up, and promote it from our end as well.
Appreciate it. Shout out to Silhouette to my sis, DJ Chill, Cliff, Oak Tree, all that, man. Shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to Alonzo, director of King of Newark 3, Fredro Starr, JoJo Simmons, everybody that was in the movie, man. Can't wait till it come out. Can't wait till y'all see it, man. Thanks to everybody.
Trailer's out right now.
See it either. I can't wait to see
right
it
now
either.
on YouTube. Check it out. Check out
Yeah.
the
Yeah, check the trailer out. It's on YouTube. King of Newark 3 trailer is out. The trailer is out now on YouTube, so y'all can check that out.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Can't wait to see that. Can't
Yo,
wait.
Juice the Wish Doctor, congratulations on the Grammy, my brother.
Yeah, man.
For sure.
Second year as a mentor for upcoming artists. I sit on the voting. I'm a voter on the Recording Academy Grammys, and this is my second year as a mentor, so that's incredible.
Congratulations.
You put in the application, they see what you're doing. If you're active, if you're somebody that they compare you up with, you're the man. Shout out to my brother and partner of 12 Tribes Music, Musa Moore, aka Mansa Musa.
Oh, Mansa Musa. Oh,
yeah. You already know.
I already know.
Shout out to Musa. Shout out to the 12 Tribe Tribe. Shout out to all Wu affiliates that I work with, artists from around the world. I'm constantly filming videos. We got about 3 to 4 videos coming out in a matter of a week.
Nice.
Yeah. Just to let you know. Yeah, I'm constantly working. Dungeon Master's video is about to drop. Big Bang is about to drop, which has a series of artists that's on it. Lost Soul is about to drop. We're just doing a lot of different things. I keep my hands in the pot. I don't want to take it out.
You have to do that.
Yes. Creativity.
You have to keep creating. You have to create. All right, Ralph. Well, I'm gonna end. I just want to wish everybody a happy Indigenous Heritage Month for all of us that are of Indigenous heritage here. Shout out to my family. We are Choctaw, so I want to wish my family a happy Indigenous Heritage Month coming from the Henderson Ivy line. And also, it's Giving Tuesday on December the 2nd. So if you are considering giving anything, please check out my social media, The Comeback Cats, which is my new nonprofit. And I want to, if you're interested in donating, please do so at that time. I'll post it on my Facebook page. And you can follow us on Instagram at thecomebackcats.org.
I have a nonprofit organization called Vibrant Green for Vibrant Peace. So we will be picking up some toys real soon from Toys for Tots. We do it every year. Yeah, so we'll definitely reach out to you for sure.
Yeah, you have it folks up there right there on the side. You guys can check it out. The Comeback Cats.
If you don't know what it is,
that's a great name, Leslie.
Yeah, thank you. It's an organization that supports the feral and stray cats here in Newark. We have an epidemic here, and so I just started the business about 4 or 5 months ago, and thank you for everybody that has been supporting so far.
Love it.
You know, big Pep supporters here. So,
I'm a
Paul,
big
why don't
Pep.
you tell the people who you are? You know, give them the fast spiel. Go for it.
I don't know, man. After this whole presentation, like, I don't know if it's worth the time and effort. Because I'm totally impressed with you
Come on,
guys.
Paul.
It's
It's always
incredible.
worth it. Always
It's always
worth
worth
it.
it. Yeah.
Well, I've got this little project I'm doing called Time Enforcers, where I'm trying to make learning history fun for kids, and came with the idea during the pandemic. I just saw how much of a challenge it was for my son and the educators to present history in a virtual environment, and so I thought there's going to be a better way. So I gamified the learning experience. I've actually got episode 1 available on the app stores. It's for download. And I currently am working on a course curriculum for schools and charter schools, homeschooling school districts where they can actually have this experience in the classroom. So it's really meant to be not only a game experience, but it's also meant to be getting back to basics, where we give the kids what I call mission manuals, where they'll actually be journaling every day. Like Leslie said, how important is journaling? I think we have to get back to moving away from technology and getting back to kids actually doing the fine basic skills of putting your ideas down on paper and then taking those ideas and then presenting them as a group. And that's really the idea that I came up with for this program. And I was just at the NJEA conference in Atlantic City, and I had such a warm welcome by the educators saying how much they need this, because history, I think, is pretty much overlooked. And getting back to your guys' point about, making self-awareness of where people have come from and really appreciating the differences as opposed to being ignorant towards them and causing hate and anger. And it's really understanding who we are as a people, not just as a race or, a culture. It's understanding that we're all different, and it's really appreciating those differences and hopefully getting better understandings. And that's really the passion behind that I have for this project. And, I love doing it. It's something I really want to see, develop further than it has been. So I'm pretty excited in terms of the way it's moved forward over the past few years I've done over this. So
Awesome. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I love the professor and what he's up to and what he's doing, and making history fun. Because if we do not know our history, we will repeat it, folks.
Well, it's amazing too. I mean, everyone I talk to, and Ralph says this so many times, people learn about creativity and writing through learning about history. And I just find that fascinating. It's more than like an English class. I mean, history really combines the whole idea of, like, if this person can do something and do phenomenal things, why can't I? And it's really discovering that passion within yourself to want to do great things. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think it's something that allows people to go to their full potential. And that's another thing that I love about this project, is really seeing, the kids that I've seen interact with this and say, wow, this is cool. And then they realize, well, I'm actually learning about something while I'm playing a game. And that's really the whole purpose of the point. So, but yeah, we have a fundraiser going on too. I mean, I'm looking to build up the education system, and we're, asking for donations. Any amount really is appreciated at Fractured Atlas. We're a fiscal sponsor with them, and they're going to hopefully enable us to go after larger grants, and get some money so I can start getting help to build this out. Because it's really my struggle is getting the content built. I mean, I have the ideas. It's just getting the time to build the content out and get it going. So
looks amazing.
Thank you.
Oh,
There you have it, folks. And of course, on Saturday, we will be at Big Apple Con, hanging out in the city, in the New Yorker Hotel, having all the Big Apple fun, because it's Big Apple, Bitten Apple. Come on, something has to happen.
It's another con I got to go to now. What the heck? I thought we were done for the season.
I wish we were done, but we're not done. It keeps
You're
just
not
popping
done
up.
yet.
There's like 2 more cons coming up, or 3 or 4. I don't know. All right, folks, with that, I will do what we do on this show, and I'll press this button, and this happens. Yeah, I know it's not Monday.